It doesn't rain often in Las Cruces, but when it does, it can really pour. Lupe Archuleta has lived in Las Cruces for 35 years. She said she had no idea how the nearby arroyo could damage her East Mesa home until a major downpour years after she moved in.
When the city built the roads there, when they actually paved them, a lot of the existing homes fell below the road, and therefore a lot of the runoff from that waterfall fell within those properties there, and a lot of them were damaged up to, I'd say, at least 3 feet within their homes because they did sit below the street level.
City of Las Cruces Director of Community Development, David Weir, says this is precisely the scenario the Las Cruces Arroyo Management Plan is anticipated to manage and prevent by enforcing zoning near arroyos.
As development takes place, they'll have to be treated in a little bit different manner. So if we know there's areas that are highly erodible, we'll know that the development should be placed somewhere else, and that maybe that's a place where a park should be developed, or it's an area where larger lots should be proposed by the developer, and there should be greater setbacks from the arroyos are, so that you won't have erosion and the potential of their lot collapsing.
The plan also manages the preservation of arroyos as recreational areas and aims to protect native vegetation and wildlife habitat. It would reevaluate public lands in terms of flood risk and define arroyo management requirements before parcels of land are made available for private purchase and development. Max Bauer is president of the Las Cruces Home Builders Association, an owner-operator of a construction company, Red Mesa Design. He says he's concerned about how new city requirements would affect land that is already privately owned and planned for development. Specifically, Bauer says he's worried about the expense of proposed flood management infrastructure like water holding ponds and the loss of land to mandated open space areas and buffer zones between arroyos.
People have bought private property or own private property with an expectation of what they can and can't do with it. And to come in and at a later time overlay stuff or policies that would affect their ability to develop, market it. I mean, those things, that becomes a very slippery slope really quick.
Bauer says broad application of the city's proposed arroyo management policies would unnecessarily lock up land in the city, inflate construction costs, impact housing affordability, and affect investment in a housing market that's only beginning to recover. But Las Cruces Director of Community Development, David Weir, says there's no shortage of land in Las Cruces or requests being made for construction permits to develop it.
Maybe short time it is a little bit higher, but maybe the properties retain their value more over time, or there's less repairs that have to come in, or the city has to spend less on maintenance, and i.e. that translates to lower tax rates for your community. So it's a complicated analysis that has to take place.
Arroyos move, their flow naturally evolves and changes course with big rains, time and soil erosion. And Bauer says he's concerned this intricate environmental phenomenon is being prescribed a one-dimensional solution. He says the city needs to develop guidelines that can actually assess how each development would fit in with the city's arroyos and larger floodplain.
Additional roads or development, it's pushing water a different way than what didn't used to be a problem before. Due to new impervious area upstream, might be causing more water to come to an area where there's someone's building a home or some other property.
Bauer adds the current arroyo management plan may not prevent construction on some flood-prone areas, while locking up other land where it is safe to build. As a homeowner in a flood-prone area, Lupe Archuleta is familiar with the complexities of managing arroyos around residential areas, but she says they've been waiting 8 years for the new rules, and until the City Council takes action, the potential danger and enormous expense arroyos may cause will continue to fall on homeowners.
Water from the waterfall area went directly into the garages, into their homes, so they had to build up rock walls or put in different types of diversionary measures into their properties to keep the water from going into their homes.
While homeowners are waiting for protection, the Las Cruces Arroyo Management Plan is still under revision. It's possible the City Council could vote on a final plan later in the year. For KRWG, I'm Simon Thompson.